Hello everyone, it's Gaia. I'm 23 and I'm an Italian online teacher. And in today's video, I want to share with you what online teaching has been like for me, my general experience, what I've learned, and what I think the pros and the cons are. November marks 1 year since I started teaching online, and I've been gathering some thoughts and I'd like to share them with you. Let's start with the positive aspects first. I would say that online teaching is a very good job if you are a student or as a second job or third job or source of income. For example, I am a student. I'm studying my master degree in international relations, and it's been so good so far because I've been able to have my independence and to just have fun and enjoy my youth and my student life without depending on anyone else, financial aids or my parents. So it's given me a good independence financially. And I think it's a good opportunity for everyone who's in the same situation as me, who is just looking for a part-time job. Another aspect strictly connected to the previous one is that I can set my own availability. That means that I can build my schedule around the other aspects in my life. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes I build my schedule around my work, but that's another thing that I'm trying to work on. But yeah, ideally you can combine and balance perfectly your study life or your work life full-time with this other side of your work or of your life, which is online teaching. I try to balance it out, but I don't always succeed in it, meaning that sometimes I set my availability for the entire day, but that means that sometimes I have a lesson, for example, at 4 p.m. and then another one at 6 p.m., which gives me just 1 hour in between the two, where yes, I can do lots of things, but it doesn't allow me to, for example, go to the gym or go out with friends and enjoy my evening. Another aspect that I think is really good is that you can set your own rate. This only happens with maybe freelance job when it's you that's setting your own rate. This is kind of a freelance job. So yeah, it's really good because you can ask for as much as you think you deserve and as much as you think your lessons are valued, and you will learn how to set that rate with experience and just looking at the other students, how much they're asking. If you're in a highly competitive environment, like if the language you're speaking is and teaching is highly competitive, or if there are just a few teachers, how high is the demand, all of those things. But once you figure that out, you can actually make quite a good amount of money on that by teaching, if you're quite consistent, obviously, with it, because it's actually like a real job. Another aspect that I really like and enjoy is that you get to meet or at least connect with people from all over the world. I have students coming from Brazil, I have students coming from United States, from Hong Kong, from London, anywhere in the world pretty much, and I think it's really cool because I get to learn something myself as well. It's not just a student learning a new language, but it's also you learning new aspects about a culture or fun facts or even just general facts that you didn't know before. So I think it's really enriching at the same time. You're obviously giving to the student, but you will find out that you will receive as well, and who knows, maybe one day you will travel to that country and you will be hosted by your student, or you will host your student to your house, just because sometimes with certain people, not with everyone, you can create a true connection. I have a friend who is also a teacher, and she was actually hosted in a family in Ireland, and she was teaching Italian to their children. So for the past few years, I feel like that digital nomads and working remotely has been an option for more and more people. I personally think it's really nice to be able to travel, or to be able to work and travel from anywhere. When you're working remotely, as I am, I can just be anywhere. For example, right now I am in Portugal, where I'll be spending the next 2 months, and I get to, spend autumn in a warmer place, and I enjoy the weather, enjoy the beaches, and enjoy a new culture as well. Something that I wouldn't be able to do if I were to work, if I had a position where like a physical presence was required. It's one of the biggest values that online teaching has, I believe. Now let's talk about the less positive aspects that online teaching has. As every job, there are negative aspects, disadvantages, but I think that with online teaching or working online, the negative aspects are not so important, or at least I don't really give much value and importance to them. For example, sometimes it can be quite exhausting and tiring, and it really lacks of human contact. You're working alone, so you're not in a team, you're alone. It's a very solo work job, and you're constantly in front of a screen. So that means that the human contact is lacking. And that can be quite hard. That makes everything a little bit more tiring. That makes you more tired, but also makes the student more tired. If you're spending 1 hour in front of a screen looking at another person and listening to her or him, it can get a little bit exhausting, tiring. But again, something that you just get used to. Another negative aspect could be that you're employed yourself. So you have to go through the taxation and everything, just like every freelance job, all by yourself, which is a little bit more difficult. And you don't really get any retirement fees or anything like that. I know that some jobs offer like a retirement fee or something. You don't get any of those. And also, sometimes the platforms where you teach on, unless you have a good platform yourself of students outside of the teaching online websites, these teaching online websites, they take a big percentage off your earnings. I would say that the biggest disadvantage of online teaching is that you have no certainty, but that happens also with any other freelance job. So you're not guaranteed a minimum amount of students each month or each year. It's just, as sometimes you have many students and you're fully booked, sometimes you have very low bookings, and you have just a lot of free time. And this uncertainty is an aspect that is not for everyone. For example, I don't think that I would be able to do this full time as my only source of income, because to me it's a little bit too risky. I've seen it this year. I've had periods where I was working a lot and very happy with it, and then, for example, during the summer I didn't really have that many students. And it's also quite hard sometimes to take holidays and to just like take time off, because you don't want to lose that connection with the student. And obviously the student is actually more likely to want to have lessons during holidays, or when he or she has more time from work or from studying. So you don't want to lose that connection. So you're kind of inclined to work more and not to take time off when you actually should, because you need to recharge and you need to take time for yourself or just like away from work. So these were my reflections about online teaching, what its disadvantages are, what its advantages are. I think this video is true for now, and that maybe one day I will find new aspects and I will make another video about it. But for now, I think that online teaching has more positive aspects, or at least they're more heavier than the negative aspects. That's why I enjoy it. That's why it's something that I suggest to everyone I know, basically, to get into it, because it's quite easy and it's fun. It's fun. I do enjoy it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao!